I hope I'm sounding good. I hope I'm sounding good. 1 2 1 2. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. Motherfucker. Oh, damn. Maybe I shouldn't have cursed so soon. Well, it is what it is. But anyways, what's going on, everybody out there? Mr. Sandman signing back in real quick on the Council Roundtable, episode 34. Where we talk about the old fashioned wrestling. What's happening? Yeah, B. We're going to, talk about a couple of things tonight. We're going to talk about, hold on, wait. We're going to talk about, you know, the Money in the Bank pay per view coming up this Saturday. And we're also going to talk about John Cena. 20th anniversary, John Cena being in the WWE. And round of applause for him. Definitely round of applause for him. To still be relevant for 20 years, that's definitely a great feat for him to have. And I'm definitely proud of my dude. But here's the thing, right? Well, motherfuckers get misconstrued when it comes to John Cena, right? You can't sit there and say this dude is the greatest superstar ever in the WWE. Get the fuck out of here. You're bugging big time. Come on, like let's really be realistic. Now, WWE always had their heroes, Hogan, Bruno Sammartino, Macho Man. You know, you already know the list goes on and on. But for the most part, they will go through their like dilemmas or their trials and tribulations when it comes to certain opponents. This dude Cena was invincible against like just about every fucking body. Only two major rivals that he had was Edge and CM Punk. Now that's a fact. If this dude Cena was Batman, Edge was definitely Joker, and CM Punk was I don't know Brainiac. I don't know, but there was definitely some legitimate rivals for Cena, and that's really it. Who else did Cena struggle against? Cena really never struggled against anybody else. Look at Hulk Hogan. He struggled against Sergeant Slaughter, Earthquake, the Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Hogan may have been like the real American and taking pills and eating vitamins and all that other extra Python shit, but he still, you know what I'm saying? He still had people that'll humble him. King Kong Bundy. Remember, like when King Kong Bundy first came around, what people thought it was a rap for Hogan because this dude King Kong Bundy, he was more than just a big dude. He could jump high and stuff. Other than Bam Bam Bigelow, that was rare when it comes to big men like King Kong Bundy, what may have you. But let me slow down. Let me slow down. I just want to make sure I'm sounding good too, because make sure I'm sounding good. Yeah. I don't want to be here ranting and nobody can barely hear me. Yeah, B. Oh yeah. I was just reading this a post that I just posted an hour ago about me dropping the Human Hand Grenade music vid. 4th of July this Monday. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Yeah, my dude Doe. Shouts go out to my dude Doe Fresh Saddam, of course. You know what I'm saying? That's the beat you gave me. Let this dude know. That's the beat you gave me off that damn video. Shit. Yeah, B, but anyways, yeah, you have motherfuckers like that that was able to go against a Hogan. Because you know Hogan would be like the top star. Of course he'll be the top star. Or look at Stone Cold. Stone Cold had, you know, Bum the Taker. Stone Cold had Kane. He had Shawn Michaels, Triple H. You know what I'm saying? Who other than Edge and CM Punk really gave Cena that work like that? Fuck out of here. Like this dude was booked way too invincible. Now, excuse me, like motherfuckers is hitting me up like crazy. So like, my lady hitting me up too. I'm gonna take my time with this. Why not? Take my time. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, let me share the love real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people can find a link. I don't know why, but you know, I'll make it a little easier for them. Make it a little easier for them. You know, and when I find a link, me I Troy find them Smokey. Relax yourself, no. Go shit on, stupid, Smokey. My damn cat acting up. Give me 1 second. Because sometimes motherfuckers don't really even send out the notification to any fucking thing. Be like, especially like me and YouTube, we beefing heavy right now, and it's like once you beefing with YouTube, forget about it. See, look, I'm not even fucking live right now. That's what I'm talking about. Like, yo, what the fuck? Did I even broadcasting my shit? Oh my god. Yo, this shit is funny. What the fuck? It's literally not showing me live right now. Unbelievable. Hold on. Wait. Hold on, yeah. Because this is crazy. Yo, they really not showing me live right now. What is going on? You know what? Now, you know there's some real live bullshit, YouTube. Like, what? Y'all, like, look, I'm going to show motherfuckers right now. I'm going to my jack right now. Hold up. Niggas need to see this shit. I'm supposed to be going live. I'm supposed to be live right now on my motherfucking channel on my Facebook. But hold on, wait. Like, what the fuck? Let me see. Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure. Maybe I have to refresh my shit or something. Word, because this should be tripping. Anyways, people that just popping in real quick, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about John Cena, 20th anniversary of him being around. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to pull up? You know what I'm saying? The link is right there. I got time today. A lot of shit done happened. You had the Forbidden Door pay per view. A lot of people saying it was really good. I didn't get to watch that shit because I was at work, and I think they on what Fight TV, whatever. And you know, I heard that if you get the pay per view, you only watch this shit once. Like if you order the pay per view, you only get to watch this shit once. Get the fuck out of here. That shit is ridiculous. Why I can't just get the pay per view and record it or whatever, save it, or why don't they just do an encore? Remember the old school pay per view shit? If you didn't catch the first show, you catch the second show. Matter of fact, they'll play that shit all damn night, especially if you had the hot box. Who remember the hot box? That motherfucking cable box. Then you get all the channels. You get all the cable channels for free. You get all the porn for free. Fucking Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, nigga please type of porn. Oh well, let me find out. I probably can't even say porn. Excuse me. I mean prawn. Don't give me a damn strike. Fuck. You know I'm fucking sensitive. YouTube. Yo, that's the other thing. Like YouTube been mad sensitive, b, for the past few years. Jeez Louise. Flag here, flag there. If you're on that type of time, please don't come here. Nowhere near. The fuck? But you also got SummerSlam. Excuse me. Money in the Bank. You gotta wait for SummerSlam. SummerSlam is the following pay per view. But you got Money in the Bank this Saturday. And damn, what's up with these pay per views, man? Like you can't even get invested in any fucking thing anymore, man. And you got motherfuckers that was saying, "Oh, you never like nothing. How can you? How can't you not?" Because it's the bare minimum. Like I've been spoiled when it comes to wrestling because I grew up during the good days of this shit. And I'm not sitting there saying, "Oh, I want the Attitude Era back." I don't give a fuck about that shit. It's all about having a good product. That's all a lot of people ask. Make this shit make sense. Like, all right, for instance, you got fucking this dude, Logan Paul, showing up again to be the Miz partner for Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, whatever. And it's like, okay, my dude, you don't remember You getting caught with the skull crusher finale. It was no explanation after that. Why did the Miz do that? No explanation, nothing. So we just supposed to just forget about him doing that to him, and this dude is just gonna come back and everything's gonna be all hunky dory. This is the type of shit we talk about. Damn, man, like it's that's what I'm saying. Like, don't get mad at me because I got a fucking brain. Y'all motherfuckers wanna yuck that shit up and get the fuck out of here, man. But here's one thing I definitely want to give WWE when it comes to Matt Riddle. I'm not gonna lie, how they've been building Matt Riddle, salute to them, man. Definitely a salute to them. Because I thought that they was gonna give up on this dude. You know what I'm saying? I really thought they was gonna give up on this dude. And they built him nice and slow, even though they did all that silly ass. Hold on, give me 1 second. Hey! Excuse me, y'all. My damn cat. Hold on. Stupid ass cat. Uh oh. And here goes my guy. The man that everyone loves to hate.
Ah, Snuggles.
Yo. How I'm sounding? What's going on, my guy?
Oh man, I'm surviving. Playing baseball. Had some time off.
You got a little vacation time, a little vacay.
No, I've been working, but I just took a break from even going live myself.
Okay, that's what's up. Give you some time to just fall back and chill. I feel you.
Oh, the Yankees just won, by the way. Just want to break that news. Yeah, the
Y'all
Yankees just
heard
won.
these motherfuckers is wilding right now. Like, what's the Yankees record right now?
Right now, they just won, so they are 55-20. But
Yeah.
like they just broke a record. Uh, they're the 15th. No, they didn't break a record, but they're top five. They're one of the five teams. They're one of only five teams to have more than 50 wins in their first 75 games.
Oh. Yeah, like when it comes to their win percentage, you already know the Yankees always just been beasts. They did have like a 2 year slump, I think you could say,
Yeah, a
where
lot of
they
cheating
was
going on
like
with
they
it.
wasn't even making it to the playoffs. I think.
No, they made it to the playoffs. They just missed 1 year. Too many times we were getting bounced out in the first round or second.
Right, right. But yeah, man.
But then you factor. Did you see
Shots go out to the
Slammiversary?
Yankees. Like, who's on the Yankees right now? Who's on the? Because I used to be a big Yankee
Oh
fan from
man,
before when there was
Aaron Judge is doing his
Bernie
thing.
Williams, Don Mattingly, Steve Sachs.
Bernie Williams.
Um,
Yeah, Bernie
you know what I'm
Williams.
saying? I was around them time like the '90s, early '90s, mid '90s.
Yeah, that's me too. I'm from that era
Who's
too.
on the Yanks
Yeah,
now?
they got Judge, they got Stanton, DJ LeMahieu, Trevino, Higashioka. We got Gleyber Torres. We got Matt Carpenter. He's got a second chance at life here. He's been doing good for us lately. You got guys like Aaron Hicks. He struggles, but he comes through in some situations lately, so he's been picking up the bat. You got who else you got? You got Josh Donaldson. Man, that dude's a beast.
Get
Let me
rid
get
of
a good one at
Gallo.
their
Get
base.
rid of him. He's a fucking weak link.
Yeah, I
He
agree. Get rid
stinks.
of Gallo and call and get either Miguel and Duhar back up there
Yeah,
or get
bring in
Bregard out of
Duhar.
retirement.
Yeah, bring in Duhar back up. Then he can play for Donaldson sometime.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
because especially now that Gleyber Torres was kind of hurt from that last play
Yeah.
Who's
when he was at
who's
third base.
who's like the top pitchers when it comes to opening and closing.
Oh, Nasty
Holmes
Nestor
is good.
Cortez. You got
Yeah.
you got Garrett Cole's pitching pretty good this year. Severino's been doing good.
Yeah.
Even like the whole starting five of the Yankees rotation, they've been stellar. Like Jordan Montgomery, Jameson, Tylone, they've all been good.
Yeah.
It's just like the thing is like with Nestor and Severino, they haven't really pitched a full season in like 3 years. Like Severino, it's been 3 years. Nasty Nestor Cortez hasn't pitched a full season in his
That's why.
career.
That's why they got to get Herman back in the rotation because then you can skip them a start and give them some extra rest. So they got to get
Well, that's
Herman
what they
back.
did. They just did that, but they didn't put Herman in there. They put J.P. Sears.
Yeah. Exactly. Even
That's what they did.
him, he pitched good tonight. Yeah, he pitched good tonight. So.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
pitched tonight. Yeah, because they brought him up. They're gonna send him back down because they're gonna bring back Chapman. They're gonna bring back
Chapman.
Chapman up because
He's a
he's done with his
liability.
rehab.
He's a
Well,
liability.
he's done with his yeah, but he's done with his rehab and he's healthy now. So I think
Yeah,
that him coming back might give him a resurgence.
maybe. Man, the Mets are getting their ass kicked by the Astros. I told Chris, I said the Astros are a good team. They're not a fucking bunch of bums. They're a good team. Astros.
They're a good team, but we can beat them.
Oh
We
yeah, they're
can
beatable. They're beatable.
they're
It's like
very
when
beatable. Like
they face Verlander, everybody goes, "Oh, you're facing Verlander. You got no chance in the game." The key to the game is not to beat Verlander. The key is get to the bullpen and beat the bullpen.
But yeah,
That's what the Yankees' strength
and
is.
look at
The bullpen.
and look at they split two with the Astros. They didn't lose the series. They just split two with the Astros.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
if you notice that the reason why the Astros won those two games was because it wasn't that the Yankees pitching was horrible. It was the Yankees hitting.
The
They
Yankees
couldn't get
hitting.
that many
Yeah.
hits. Yeah, they
And they
were
could
going
have won
through
the third
a
game
slump.
too. In the third game, they could have won too because they had the eighth and the ninth, and they had two guys on. They couldn't get the big hit. That's the
Yeah.
key to get the big hit. They could have won 3 out of 4.
Okay, I didn't ask for all that. I hear what y'all saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So y'all see the title. You know what I mean? What's your thoughts on?
Yeah. Way to go, Cena. Way to go, Cena. You come back to Raw, ratings drop 2%. Good. Fuck him. I never liked Cena. I told you he's a fucking ass clown. He don't bring ratings.
Those ratings
He's
don't
a
mean
dick.
everything.
No, I
Those
know, but he
ratings
sucks.
don't mean everything.
He sucks. I hate
Yeah,
that dick
whatever,
licker.
Cena. I don't mind Cena. I think it was cool that they were able to get the AEW
You don't mind
wrestlers
him.
to come and say
Look at all
something.
the careers he's destroyed. The Nexus he destroyed. Tyler Rex he destroyed. JTG he fucked up his merchandise deal. The list goes on and on. Riley, fucking him too. He screwed him up. The guy's fucked up a lot of careers. I hate that guy.
A lot of people has fucked up a lot of careers.
No, but he fucked up the most. Hogan didn't hold back guys that much than Cena. Fucking Hogan at least gave guys chances, to fight, Shit.
After he
Cena,
beat
fuck that. He
Andre,
didn't care.
apparently after he beat Andre, he stopped being less political backstage. That was the whole thing with Hogan. Like I was watching.
I mean, he gave the
where
Warrior
Hogan,
the chance to take the ball.
well, because like
Hogan gave the
when
Warrior
Andre
the
when he
chance
beat
to run it.
when Andre lost to Hogan at WrestleMania 3, Hogan said he learned a lot from that because he had to learn like how because Andre didn't want to lose, but he knew that it was meant for the business. Like it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So
Passing
like
of the torch.
Hogan had
Passing of the torch.
Hogan had to learn from that when he fought Angle too.
Yeah. So, but anyways, whatever. I'm just shocked that Cena never learned. Cena never learned from Hogan. Turning heel was the best move Hogan made. Cena could have went heel, and it would have been a great move for him because all these male guys that hated Cena would probably still like him. Not all of them, but I would think a good percent. He should have went heel one time.
See, this is what I was saying. This is what I was saying about Cena, like at the top of the show. Basically, the reason why a lot of motherfuckers don't
I got to put a recliner in the shed.
Jesus. Jessica's
Well, hold
pissed
on,
at
wait.
you.
I'm gonna have to mute you real quick because I don't know what's going on in the background. Nate, you still hear me?
I tell
Like,
you what.
you know what I'm saying? Hold on, Snugs. Because Nate, because I guess he's somewhere else. When the noise dies down, just unmute it. But what I was gonna say was at the top of the show, I was talking about how
Sorry about that.
when it comes to thanks a lot. This is all it's all good. When it comes to this dude, Cena, he never really been through some craziness like a big rival other than CM Punk and Edge. Look at a motherfucker like Hulk Hogan, one of the biggest stars, if not the biggest star in wrestling. He had Macho Man, he had Earthquake, he had King Kong Bundy, he had Macho Man. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a lot of enemies for him to. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't. People will sit there and say like, "Oh, Hogan is Hogan that," but Hogan had a lot of adversaries that he struggled against. Who the fuck did Cena really struggle against, other than Edge and CM Punk? Everybody else, he just wiped them out.
Yeah, I'm laughing my ass off. I watched a clip yesterday of Mean Gene Okerlund breaking down and crying when Hogan got attacked by Earthquake. Get well soon, Hogan. That's like I lost.
Everybody thought that was the end of Hulkamania. Remember that, right?
I know. Oh my God,
it was real.
Yeah.
When was it ever real when it came to Cena? When did you ever sit there and think like, I don't know if Cena can come back from this? You never thought that when it
fought
came
Lesnar.
to Cena.
When he fought Lesnar, when he fought Undertaker on that one SmackDown. Remember when he was like, there was a backstage segment before he went out there for his match, and Cena was like, I don't know if I'm gonna live after this match, but I just want to let y'all know.
Oh, come on!
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I think the Nexus angle had a shot to take out Cena down, but we all know how that ended.
And look at that storyline. Remember, we all thought that this dude Cena would have eventually just took over Nexus. But it ended up being CM Punk. And that was
the time he should have turned heel. That's the time he should have turned heel.
That was perfect. Because remember, we all thought this dude Cena. I'm still sounding good, right? I'm good?
Yeah.
Now, we all thought that in that Survivor Series, this dude Cena was supposed to turn heel and go against, the WWE, like on some Bash at the Beach type style.
Yeah.
Remember, we all thought that was going to happen. Most of us wrestling fans thought that was going to happen. But look what he did. Buried these dudes.
He's the only good guy that was actually a heel backstage with women and wrestlers with the shit he did with politics.
And let's really be real, yo. I ain't gonna lie. Let's talk about the elephant in the fucking room. Let me find out this dude Cena allegedly stopped juicing. Allegedly.
Dude, he was juicing. You see how big he was when he was a bodybuilder?
That's what I'm saying. Huge. Like, Cena, you looking a little malnourished right there.
Yeah. he was on fun. I don't give a shit what he was doing. The prototype shit, eating eggs and beef. No. You had some juice on the side, too.
Yeah, yo, you know what I'm saying? Because he's still cut up, but
he's still good. Yeah, he's definitely
body mass.
Yeah, he was definitely. He's less muscle now than he was bodybuilding days. Holy crap, he was a freaking tank. I'm like,
exactly.
He was a tank.
Like, yo, I'm like, Cena looking a little, what the fuck? Like, I understand we all get older. We all, our body switches up. Yeah. But it was like, nah, be like, you can't sit there and say, oh, I'm on a strict diet. Nah, my dude, you allegedly you was juicing.
I look in your genetic lunchbox and I see a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I like that prototype. Yeah, that haircut too. Yeah, that haircut too. Who was that guy in Street Fighter? The blonde haired dude. That's what he looked like with that haircut.
Guile.
prototype. Yeah, Guile. Yeah.
Well, ain't no damn Guile. Guile don't have that haircut.
The guy with the military pants. He was like a military guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's my
it's
guy.
Guile.
Yeah, that's Guile.
That's Guile? Yeah, I wasn't sure. But yeah, that's what he kind of looked like.
Speaking of video games, before we continue on, quick little sidebar.
Punk.
Yeah, that's also about Punk. But Snugs, you did you get the new Turtles, the shit for the PS4, PS5?
They got a new Ninja Turtles game.
Yeah.
Shredder's Revenge.
Is that expensive?
Everybody playing that shit now.
I used to like the video games for Nintendo. Those games are cool.
How much is it?
Yo, that shit is insane right now. The Shredder's Revenge.
How much?
I wonder.
How much is it?
But just look it up. All you gotta do is go to the network. Go to
Is Kevin Nash doing the voiceovers for Shredder?
They got Kevin Nash in there as Super Shredder.
Did they? Oh, nice. Cool.
Toph, what's goody, my guy?
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm good. How you feeling?
I'm all right. How you guys tonight?
Hey man, look.
I was Forbidden Door. I liked it. It was a good show.
I didn't watch it.
I like the Slammiversary. I didn't watch Slammiversary.
I did hear Slammiversary was good. I heard that too.
That's stupid when they did that one match with Mickey James as the enforcer. Oh, there's too many rules in this match.
Yo, there's 4 people here. I appreciate if you guys just hit that thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Hit that thumbs up. I appreciate you guys if y'all hit that thumbs up. And for y'all in the bushes too, just hit that thumbs up. It's only free.
Ninja Turtles.
So yeah, man. Yeah, it's Shredder's Revenge. That's the name of it. Yeah. Shredder's Revenge. Yeah. That shit is fire. That's just fire as fuck.
Is it multiplayer?
That shit, you can get like 6 motherfuckers there.
You know what was a cool game? Alien versus Predator. That was a cool game. Alien versus Predator.
Yo, it's on sale.
It's like what, like 20
Wait,
games?
This is an old game.
What are you talking about? Turn your camera on. Let me see what you're talking about.
Yeah, they got the Sega graphics on here.
It just came out. Turn your camera on. I'll let you know if you got the right game that you're looking at.
No, I'm looking at it. Yeah, $22.
$22. Wow.
Yeah, Shredder's Revenge. It just came out like last week.
Right.
But anyways, yo, Toph, what's goody, my guy? Talk to me.
No, it's
you know what I'm saying? You see, Cena came back. You know what I'm saying? Celebrating his 20-year anniversary, looking like he didn't have a sandwich in months.
Yeah, I don't really have much to add.
In months. But go ahead. So go ahead. Talk to me. Go ahead.
He could be getting ready for a role.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. I never really cared about Cena like that.
Yeah.
I like Forbidden Door.
Exactly.
I didn't see.
You got something to add. We can all add something because even you know what I'm saying. There's people that did out there, including me, that was on both sides when it came to Cena. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was times I fucked with him, and it was times that it was like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I was getting at this one motherfucker on Facebook about that shit. I was trying to explain to him, like, yo, my dude, like, I actually invested in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? And when this dude pinned Umaga, and after that with the Mark Henry shit, I was so over it. I'm like, yo, come on, man. This shit don't make no fucking sense. Look how much stars would have been made if he didn't do the fuck shit that he did. But my bad, Toph. I ain't even going on a tangent.
I was thinking of the Nexus one and Mark Henry.
Yeah, the Nexus one, yeah, that too, yeah.
All I'll say is that
you caught a retirement speech, man. Come on.
I got Nate. You sound like Metalhead
Oh,
from
Jesus.
fucking
At
Ninja
209.
Turtles.
Oh,
But
nice.
go ahead, so go ahead, my
Yeah,
dude. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. All I was saying was I don't really care too much about Cena, so I don't have much else to say. But I enjoy Forbidden Door. Great show. I didn't see his anniversary though, so I'll check that out later when I can.
It was okay.
Like, give us some more like that. Well, okay. Yeah, you already know, Nate. Just hit the link when you want to come back. I'm just gonna. Oh, there you go, right there. Bam. No, you might have to. You might have to
It was a good pay
completely
per view.
leave the panel. You might have to completely leave the panel and have, and I'll bring you back. Say something real quick, Nate. Go ahead.
I tell you,
Go ahead, Snugs. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I tell you what, I tell you what though. Moose versus Sammy Callahan was really good.
Moose, love me some Moose.
Yeah, that was a good match. That was a good match. Queen of the Mountain was a good match. Um, the Josh Alexander and
I like when Moose went head first into the trash can.
that was funny. That was funny. Fucking these dudes had a good
Oh,
match too. Josh Alexander and what's my dude name again? The main event. Fuck, I'm mad I forgot this motherfucking name. You know the crazy bald head motherfucker. He was
What,
with
Eric Young?
Sanity.
what are you talking
Eric
about?
Young.
From
Yeah.
TNA?
That was a good match too. And you know, people's not gonna really feel that shit because I don't know what it is about Eric Young that when Eric Young gets real
I have to
serious,
catch
people
up.
don't like.
Oh yeah, that match at the end. Yeah, yeah, with
Yeah, the
his
main
hot wife.
event
I was
with
looking at his
Josh
hot wife.
Alexander.
Oh shit.
That's his name, right? Josh Alexander. Can
Mm-hmm.
y'all hear me?
Oh, that
Yeah,
one
yeah, I
girl
can
was
hear.
hot. No, I hear you. I'm just
Nate
thinking.
says he's got yeah. Nate says he's got some internet issues, so yeah.
Yeah. Shit. So shots go out to Mox for being the first ever two-time AEW heavyweight champion.
Okay.
And
Intern.
hey, I was talking to John about that shit actually. Shots go out to my dude JCD, you know, this dude John. Interim or not, he's still, you know what I mean, that shit still count. But here's the thing though. Oh, y'all
I
guys
did see Forbidden
really ready
Door.
to see
Who
what you gonna say?
No, I saw
What do you say?
Forbidden Door. I was trying to remember uh who was it that
Who Moxford? Moxford,
I
who's
can't
his name?
remember was that
Tanahashi, I think?
match. Tanahashi,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
but
Tanahashi.
they had that one dude. I didn't like I didn't like those Japanese wrestlers that came in and everybody just marked out. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Who is this Tanahashi and Okada dude?
Nah, you see
And
what
then
I'm
they had
saying, Joe?
what's his name?
Now you see what I'm saying? That's the shit I was talking about from before. I always thought, and I still think to this day, they rushed that pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? I know about Okada. Maybe that's it. Or Jay White or whatever. I know like less than a handful of them motherfuckers from New
I
Japan.
called them all Funaki and Tajiri. I called every one of them Tajiri or Funaki. I was like, there's Funaki, there's Tajiri.
Tajiri's in MLW.
Yeah, I just I liked Cesaro coming back. That was pretty dope. I don't like his stupid fucking name, Claudio Canoli.
That's been his name at first. That always been his name.
I don't like.
Yeah, man. Shit. So he's down with the Combat Club.
He should just be called Cesaro.
So I'm gonna look for this. Hang on. So I do want to talk about this punk ass Money in the Bank card. Fucking Money in the Bank. Yo, man, ever since they moved that concept from WrestleMania and made it its own, pay per view, I always thought that shit was fucking stupid. Like,
I disagree.
nah, I
Hello?
definitely hell
We can hear
fuck
you,
that shit
Snuggles.
was trash because it added to the added towards the excitement in WrestleMania.
Nah, bro. Nah. When they had Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, it killed the mid card. That's the problem. Because at
Yeah, can you
WrestleMania,
hear me?
there was always. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
go
good, you
back.
Oh,
good.
Yeah, go and a lot of wrestling fans don't have long term memory. And I say that with respect to wrestling fans. If you don't believe me, go on Wikipedia right now. And I want you to go and just look at the WrestleMania cards. And like the old days, when I mean the old days, like WrestleMania 7, WrestleMania 8, WrestleMania 12, WrestleMania 14, right? Then look at the WrestleManias like when the Money in the Bank was introduced. WrestleMania always had a good mid card. Once they had Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, there was no mid card. What they would do is they would just put all the mid carders in the Money in the Bank match, and you never had an Intercontinental title match. You never had a United States title match. You never had a tag team title match because they were all
Shit,
just in the Money in the Bank match.
we don't get mid card title matches nowadays. So what the fuck is the difference?
Oh, you get them now.
hey,
You get them now. You can
What do
say
you
they're not
mean? What's
good,
the
but you
last
get them.
time they just now started putting the Intercontinental title on the line?
wait,
Then
You
them
had
mid card
Big
belts
E
don't mean
versus
a damn
Apollo.
thing.
You
Walter.
had Big E versus Apollo at WrestleMania last year. Then a couple of years before that, you had The Miz, Finn Balor, and Seth Rollins in a three-way. That was the opener.
Well, you
That was
just said a
WrestleMania
couple
34.
years before that. A couple years.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if you go and you look at the Money in the Bank, when the Money in the Bank was introduced, you didn't get any Intercontinental title matches or U.S. title matches. As a matter of fact, John Cena faced the Big Show since it's the Cena's anniversary. John Cena faced the Big Show for the U.S. title at WrestleMania 20, if I recall
That's when he
correctly.
won it. Yeah, that's when he won it.
Right,
Yeah.
and then after that, the
And
next U.S. title
but
defense you got,
that's been one of the best. That's been one of the best WrestleManias ever. WrestleMania
and then
20 is
after
one of the
that,
best. No, it's 21. It
and
was 21, not 20. It was 21.
no, it was 20. 21, it was when he won the WWE title. That's where he beat JBL.
Yeah, wait, it is. Oh,
Right.
so okay,
Yeah.
WrestleMania 20 is when Benoit won the belt.
Right.
I mean,
And
but no,
then after that Cena Big Show match, the next time you saw the U.S. title was at WrestleMania 23. That was Benoit and MVP. And then after that, the U.S. title did not make an appearance at WrestleMania until WrestleMania 31 when Cena fought Rusev. That's how long it was gone. And then for the Intercontinental title, that was going even longer. The Intercontinental Championship was defended at WrestleMania 18 and WrestleMania 17, but it wasn't defended at WrestleMania 19. Now, the WrestleMania 20, Randy Orton was the Intercontinental Champion. That was Evolution versus Rock and Sock Connection. The first Money in the Bank was WrestleMania 21. Shelton Benjamin was the Intercontinental Champion, and he was in that match. From the very first time they introduced the Money in the Bank concept, the Intercontinental title was not defended for almost a decade. When you finally got a defense, it was Cody Rhodes versus Big Show.
wait, no, you gotta be more
WrestleMania
clear.
28.
So, what you mean like a whole decade? Only in WrestleMania or as a whole?
At WrestleMania. That's what I'm
Okay,
saying, at WrestleMania.
okay.
Right, because after the Money in the Bank was
I would have to look
introduced
that
the
up.
next
So
time,
you mean to say, wait, hold on. You said since when? Since when?
when the first Money in the Bank was WrestleMania 21. That was 2005, if I recall correctly. Once that match happened, the next time the Intercontinental title was defended at WrestleMania was WrestleMania 28 between Big Show and Cody Rhodes. So almost a decade, not a full decade, you know. But I get what you're saying.
No,
I
so
understand.
do you hear this? Snubbs? Is he is this valid? Do you think this is valid? What he's saying, Snubbs?
Oh, you don't gotta look it up.
I don't
I've
know.
researched it myself.
I don't. Well, yeah. I mean, if he says he's researched, I
Like the Intercontinental
I-
title right now.
the
like,
one
like
that-
the Intercontinental. Go on.
the one that kind of sticks out to me is that when you say that the Intercontinental Championship hasn't been defended at WrestleMania for the past 10 years, I'm like, are you counting pre-show or are you just saying the main card?
Yeah, the main card, and the reason I say that is because they don't count the pre-show. They don't count the pre-show. They don't count it. You have to be on the main show. So,
But it's still like a thing though. Like if a title
they don't
changes,
count. I'm just telling you. That's WWE's logic. They don't count the pre-show. They don't count it. And the Intercontinental title, it's not doing any better now. Like one statistic about WWE that no one talks about is the last time the Intercontinental title today in modern day WWE, the last time it was defended on a pay-per-view in general was Big E versus Apollo at COVID Mania last year. It has not been defended on pay-per-view since then. So it's been like it's been over a year. Walter's champion now. Walter, Gunter, whatever you want to call it. Like,
that's
go
a
ahead
good.
and look
That's a good. That's a good point though. That they need to start putting the IC title back on the main card.
And here's the thing too, like before Gunther had won that strap,
I got an issue with it.
It was a
forbidden.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, because I ain't gonna lie, you sounding crazy too. Give me 1 second. I wanted to say this one thing while you adjust your mic. It would have been a perfect opportunity. Yeah, you Slunks. Yeah, you gotta adjust your mic because you was breaking up a little bit. What I was gonna say while you adjusted, I was gonna say that when this dude Ricochet had that belt, they should have really utilized that shit. I just don't understand why they didn't utilize Ricochet when he was the mid-card champion, the Intercontinental champion, whatever. They should really, like, yo, why are these dudes treating? I don't understand. Yeah, I understand he's a flippity hoopity. I feel you on that because I don't like that shit either. If that's all you got, if you just want to flip around and do karate and all, I understand that.
How about now?
Much better. But Ricochet that's not all he has. Ricochet is a very strong dude too. They should have him show that also, lifting up big dudes and all that, because he's done that. That's something different about Ricochet. Like I remember I seen this dude deadlift the dude from the War Raiders. Was Eric? I think it was Eric. That's the biggest dude, right? From the War. Eric?
No, it's Ivar.
Is Ivar
is the biggest dude?
Yeah, the real big. Yeah, he deadlifted him, little ass Ricochet, and I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ricochet got shit to bring to the table. He's not just a flippity hoo-ah type motherfucker. He's actually very fucking strong too. He could have really brung, attention to the Intercontinental belt.
Well, I mean, with Gunther winning it, I mean he's already been thrusted to superstardom. I mean, like, he's already been thrusted to the top. So, like, for me, it's like, all right, now who are you fighting? Because you became champion, and are you still going to keep fighting jobbers? Like, so, now you get the championship. He should be having his first feud by now. So, I mean, I guess you could say Ricochet, but Ricochet hasn't really done shit to him to make you say that's a feud.
Because they didn't have him do anything. All they had him do was lose every single match, especially to them Los Barrios dudes. Like, this is how he was booked. They had this dude just losing every. He literally lost every single match.
I feel like some of these guys who are champions, like, like a Ricochet, they become champion. I feel like they're not doing enough to sit there and tell creative, like, why the fuck am I taking a loss if I'm the champion?
I see. This is where I agree with you. This is where I definitely agree with you. because it's like,
Titles
yo,
don't mean any. Y'all take it too seriously, man. Titles don't mean anything in WWE.
No, but like if I'm a
no,
wrestler
that's the
and
thing.
I see something going on with my character where I'm like, yo, I just became champion. I'm looking at my career like, all right, I'm about to take a loss to Los Lotharios and I'm the fucking IC champion. Like I gotta bring that up to management. Like, no, I'm not having that. This ain't an ego thing. This is a story thing. Like, it doesn't make sense because how you gonna make me be a credible champion? Like, my name is Ricochet, right? You haven't done shit in the past 5 years. So like, the only thing you've done is some cool moves in the ring, but you still end up taking so many L's. So like, what you need to do is build him up to like give him these wins. Like, when Kofi started, like when Kofi went for the championship, he was knocking people off his list. Like, okay, he can beat Drew McIntyre. He can beat some of these other guys who were once champions or like bigger than him that you wouldn't even think Kofi can beat. And then he ended up beating them anyway because he was getting this push. They didn't do that with Ricochet. With Ricochet, he got the title. 2 weeks later, here comes Gunther with his entrance, and he makes his debut, and he takes the title immediately from him. But like Gunther hasn't even been built up yet to even be afraid, other than his NXT run. Like he should have
Because they
had
don't
like a
care,
bunch
bro.
of.
I agree. Like,
Because
I think
they don't care, bro.
Go ahead,
It's
Tom,
not even. It's not even Ricochet. They don't care about the belt. They haven't cared about the belt in years. Remember Nakamura was champion last year and he never defended it.
He didn't even do nothing with it, and I don't
And then
understand
before
why
he won
is
it,
that. It doesn't make no sense.
and then before he won it, he took it off Sami Zayn, who also didn't defend it. The last person who was doing something with it was Apollo, but they only did that. It's like this basically. It's like
He
toys.
didn't do nothing with it either.
This is how it is with the titles in WWE. The titles don't mean anything. Okay, like most people that come from like if you come from a well-off family, for Christmas you get like one or two good toys. But if you come from a really good family, you may get a bunch of toys. Well, if you get a bunch of toys and you get spoiled, you get bored quickly. That's how Vince is. People like he'll give you a push, and then he just gets bored, and then you don't do anything. Like when Apollo got his push, you know, he was the last one that got something because he was doing the segments with Paul Heyman. He did that one segment with Roman Reigns. He changed his accent. He was talking about how he was a Nigerian prince. They gave him the gimmick change and everything. He had
Well,
to
he
feud
actually
with
is
Biggie.
Nigerian.
I know. I'm just simply saying that they gave him stuff. Like they actually gave him stuff to his character. He's like, this is who I really am. They gave him the bodyguard. They gave him the new entrance. They gave him Pyro. And then he beat Biggie at WrestleMania. Then what? Nothing. He just went right back to just being a regular guy. Now where is he? Now he's in NXT, back where he was.
And
That's just how
they
it is in
scrapped the
WWE.
whole character. He's
Right,
not even Black Panther no more.
If you've been watching WWE long enough, that's just how it is. Like Vince will give you a push, and then it's like he's got ADHD. He gets bored of you. Unless you pop a number like immediately, then like if you pop a number immediately, then he'll push you up the ass. But like if you ain't popping like that, he'll just get bored. Like right now, like I don't give a fuck about the Veer guy. Like so many times we've seen generic foreign heel monster push, and it's like they do it like every year, and every year they push some new monster, and then within a few months, like Vince gets bored. Next thing you know, they're doing comedy shit. We talked about this a few weeks ago. I will always remember this. I remember I was in the library at school. I remember watching SmackDown. They were pushing Vladimir Kozlov out the fucking ass, and he was this big monster, and he was undefeated, and he fucking pinned Taker, and he pinned Taker on SmackDown. It was a random match on SmackDown. Taker was going for old school, and then Kozlov turned it into a power slam, and then he pinned Taker. 1, 2, 3, and it was like, oh my god, Taker got pinned. They were going to give him a big push, and then later that year, he's tag team champions with Santina Marella doing comedy skits with Tamina backstage.
He was over.
Nothing happened. Like that's how it is. They did it with Rusev.
Was over.
They did it with Rusev, aka Miro. He was undefeated. He came out in a fucking tank at WrestleMania, and he's facing John Cena. Cena beats him. Next thing you know,
wait. You didn't like him coming out with a tank?
No, I said he was coming out with a tank.
No, I'm talking about Snugs. I'm asking Snugs.
No, I love the tank.
That's fine. Tanks. That's fine. I'm just simply saying they gave.
I'm gonna say you can't get more badass than that.
And they gave him
Yeah,
the
they
big
need to
push,
give
and then
Shotzi her
and then
tape
the
back.
next thing you know, Lana's making out with Lashley, and he's just standing like a
I'll
fucking
tell you
clown.
what. That's a match that Rusev should have went over instead of Cena.
Well, that's what they do. That's how Vince books when he books monster heels. Okay, he doesn't book. That's the problem with monsters in
Ah,
WWE. When they book monster heels, they're not booking. They're not building them up to be the next guy. They're building them up to lose to the next face. You know, if you look at all the big monster heels in WWE's history, they all get fed to the top face. All that shit with Kane just to lose to Taker.
Zeus.
All that shit with Zeus
Ah,
just to lose to Hogan. All that shit with Big Show just to lose to Rock or Austin or whoever. They built Braun Strowman out the ass. All that building with Braun Strowman just to lose to Lesnar. That's how it is. And now you're seeing
He
it with
ain't gonna be
Samoa
almost
Lesnar.
Joe. Samoa
right,
Joe.
right,
For him to
right.
Lesnar.
That's how they do it. That's how they do it. And now right now they're building Veer and they're building Almost and Almost he's already in the review. He's already yesterday's news. And I guarantee you Veer will be dancing for the 24/7 title before the year's over. That's how it is. That's how monsters get booked in WWE. Unless your name's Brock Lesnar. That's like the one exception, pretty much.
Yeah, I got an issue with Forbidden Door.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't know if you noticed this. I don't know. Did y'all both watch Forbidden Door, or did one of y'all miss it?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, I'm not really ruining anything, but you know what pissed me off
Good.
about that
Yeah.
shit?
No, you
I
say what
was
you
watching,
say. Wow.
and I think I noticed it when Cesaro came out. These assholes, they they don't have us. I was watching it, right? Okay, I'm watching it, and Cesaro in the first minute of his match does his special, and gets kicked out of his special. You know, he does two of his signature moves, and the dude kicks out of it. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, right? Because at the end of the match, Cesaro did a power bomb and won,
Thank you.
and like he did a generic ass power bomb. This is a regular power bomb. It was a pin 1, 2, 3. And I was having this conversation with a friend. I was like, you notice how in all these W matches on Forbidden Door, they're doing their specials nonstop, and like they're just kicking out. Like nobody's special in AEW means anything anymore because they get kicked out and then they win on some random ass super kick or a
One
kick to the
problem
head
though,
or
that wasn't a regular power bomb. That was a Ricola bomb. That is his finisher.
Yeah.
nah. He did a neutralizer and he did all that stuff and then
The
just went to do a
neutralizer
power
was his
bomb.
finisher in WWE. That was never
It
his
should
finisher
have been
outside of
that was
WWE.
his that was his thing. He should have.
That was
Nah.
his
Then
thing
then
in
you got
WWE. Yes, that was his thing in WWE. Just
that's
like in
that's his
WWE, AJ Styles'
finisher.
finisher is the
Uh,
forearm. But that was not his
everybody's
finisher in TNA, Ring of Honor, and New Japan.
everybody's kicking out of specials in AEW now. There's too many people
Again,
getting
that's
kicked
not
out of
his
their
finisher,
specials.
bro. That's not his finisher,
You
bro.
know what was a
That's what it, yes it is.
No, it's not, bro.
what was a cool no sell? I like when this dude Sting no sold that double chin music from the Bucks.
Oh yeah.
That was a cool spot. I'm not gonna lie. Like he was like
That
that,
was a
like
good
the
match.
OG. He was like, as soon as they called him a day, he's like, man, get y'all young asses the fuck out of here. Bang! That was pretty cool.
But yeah, too
But
many people kicking out. They need to stop that.
and shouts go out to this dude. Shouts go out to him for making people happy, putting on a good show. Me personally, I didn't see it because number one, I don't know most of these motherfuckers, and number two, they need another service because that was it. They're on Fight TV, whatever that pay per view shit. I heard that you only when you order the event, you only watch it once. That shit gotta change.
Yeah, I
That's,
mean, like back
that's
in the days, they used to be you get like the live preview or you get the live show and then you get the whole thing all
yeah.
over
You
again
get
right
the
after.
encore presentation. The encore it'll be all night because you may have to be at work. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not you're gonna miss the live presentation, but you're gonna come home for the encore. That's you're gonna want to come home for. Like, how the fuck you pay for that shit and you only watch it once? Smack the shit out them niggas. The fuck. Out of that shit.
Like
but anyways, yeah, man. So did y'all hear about this dude, JD crying, complaining that nobody said what's up to him at the media scrum?
what?
Oh,
Who?
JD from New York.
Yeah. I won't play it, but he might send a flag my way like he's in the NFL.
Who?
JD from New York.
Yeah.
He was at the media scrum, right?
Yeah, he was there.
And during his show, he was saying that basically it was like he was complaining that nobody didn't come to him and basically say hi or anything like that. And he was also saying that people be acting like I'm like that in real life. I'm not like that in real life, and yada yada yada.
Oh, not just that, bro. That's I blame Twitter for that. The thing about Twitter that I hate the most is that it confuses people. Just because you popping off Twitter doesn't mean you popping like for real. Like anybody can have a name on Twitter or on YouTube, but just because you've got a popping Twitter account doesn't mean people in an actual event gonna know who you are. So that's the thing about Twitter, especially in the wrestling community. So many people have big followings on Twitter. So just because you have a big internet following does not always mean it translates to TV or in person. So, he's a big name in the YouTube world, but not in the real world.
No, here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie. When I went to the Dynamite, I did see somebody with an off the script sign.
Mm-hmm.
That bugged me out. I'm like, whoa. And it was well decorated and everything. Like, I gotta give it to him. His influence does stretch. But it just sounded so funny. Like, it's like he was looking for validation. It's like, my dude, like you are known as being a villain. You can't search for validation if you're known for being the villain.
He's not a villain, bro. He's just trying to get a paycheck. That's all.
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying he is. Because I ain't lie, like most of the time, he does make sense. I give it to him. I really do.
Yeah, he's just trying to get a job, man. It's not that serious. Yeah. That's all it is.
No, I'm saying I'm basically saying that he's taking it like people taking him serious. Like yeah. That's what I'm basically saying. That's what he's basically saying. Like I don't act like this in real life. That's basically my job. And when I was at the media scrum, nobody didn't want to say nothing to me. And yeah, that's basically what I was asking you if y'all heard him say that in his latest upload. He was.
I don't understand why he would. I don't understand why he would think anybody would say something to him in the media scrum. It's not about him. It's about the wrestlers getting the questions.
Now you see what I'm saying. Now you see what I'm saying.
Now it would make sense if let's say he came to the show before it started, like the show starts like at 7 or 8 or whatever. Say he's there outside the arena early, like at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and he's just streaming, walking by. Like, see, that would be a time for people to be like, "Oh, hey, what up, JD?" before the show starts. But like, why would like whenever an NBA game is over or any championship game is over, like the interviewers are there to ask the players and the coach questions. No one's looking at a particular interviewer like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Like, so that's kind of conceited on his part, but. Yeah. So
exactly. That's basically all I'm saying.
What was that, Scrubs?
I don't even know who he is.
He's just a YouTuber, bro. That's all he is.
Well, you would hate him. Snugs, you would hate him.
He's just one of
Snuggles doesn't hate anybody.
He's just one of many YouTubers who do reviews for stuff.
He'll probably hate me.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
But to me, like I don't take him seriously. Like JCD John, he doesn't like him, and Sandman's like whatever with him. So I don't care for him for a different reason because, like I said, like when you got a voice, when you have a blue, for better or worse, when you have a blue check mark on Twitter, take that for whatever you want to take that as. You know that means you have a voice and you have a following. You know, people listen to what you say. So all he does is he just does anti WWE stuff, and it's like, well, you don't care about WWE, so if you don't
Oh, I
care, why do
punch
you
him in the
watch it?
head.
You know, so it's like if you don't care about it, why do you watch it? Well, he does this WWE stuff because the clicks,
Oh,
YouTube
he would
revenue.
hate me.
Indonesia in the building. What's going on, Daha Kadiri? What's up? What's
Yeah,
it?
by the way, my TikTok has blown up lately. I don't know if you saw it the same, man. Have you seen my TikTok?
Yeah, I have. Congrats, man. Definitely.
Yeah. I went from like 314 subs to 451, and I had like 5,000 likes on my page. Now I have 30,000 likes.
What? Keep doing your
The damn
thing, bro.
Elvis movie. The Elvis movie.
Man, fuck that pedophile.
That
Yeah,
movie
we
was
got
beautiful.
ball too.
That was a good movie.
I don't give a fuck if it was. Elvis was a pedophile. Fuck him.
That's Elvis Aaron Presley.
That's why he died on the shitter. Got his karma.
That
He had
motherfucker
too many
hanged down the
pills.
toilet.
He had a lot of backed up. His insides were backed up with a lot because he wasn't using the bathroom. I guess because his stuff was all clogged up with like pills and unhealthy stuff.
He was shooting
So that's
up.
why he ended. That's why.
He was
That's
a
why he.
heroin addict.
Yeah, he was shooting
I
up
don't know
and
if
he
he was a
died.
heroin addict, but he was doing cocaine.
All the
He was
motherfuckers
shooting.
was on heroin at that time. All them
He was
niggas.
shooting up. He was shooting up and he died taking a shit in the toilet.
A lot of motherfuckers is on that shit heavy, allegedly. And
But he's still the
Daha,
man.
I appreciate the love, Daha.
Yeah, he was
Elvis,
always.
he's the man.
Yeah, he was always a piece of shit. Elvis is probably like one of the most double standards ever in music history. You're gonna go after R. Kelly. You're gonna go after Bill Cosby. You're gonna go after Michael Jackson. No, we're gonna fucking make a movie and glorify Elvis. Fuck out of here, piece of
Nah,
shit.
you gotta watch the movie. Give him
I
some
ain't watching the movie,
credit.
bro. He was a fucking pedophile. I already know he was a pedophile. Many sources have
He,
already
he did
confirmed
he
he
did
was.
more than that. He was a fucking thief too. Like
Yep.
people were
He
saying that
married
shit.
her.
He invented rock and roll. Get the fuck out of here. He ain't
As a
invent no
matter of
damn
fact, the
rock
other
and
day,
roll.
just matter of fact, just the other day on the news, when I went to visit my mom, I was giving her the newspaper, and what was it, Good Morning America? Some photo was going viral. It was like backstage at an arena where Elvis is like, kind of like he's holding this girl, and he has his tongue out, and like this other girl has like it's like they're doing like a tongue kiss kind of thing. And like for years, people were trying to find out this lady, like, oh, who is this lady? Who's this lady? And she did an interview. And she said that like her job was she was like an amateur photographer, and her job was to just take pictures of Elvis after a concert. And she said the whole time Elvis kept touching her, and she was like, no, 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 because she was married at the time, I guess. And basically, like he just wouldn't stop touching
Bullshit.
her. So,
I don't want to hear
you know,
about that. He was pulling every girl.
well, I'm sure he was, but it doesn't change the fact that a lot of girls he was getting were underage, aka he was a fucking pedophile. And the
I
girl
don't
he
know about
married, it was
many
like,
girls.
and then the girl he married, everyone was like, oh, well, he only married her when she was 18. Yeah, there's a word for that. It's called grooming. Pedophile.
Yeah, because wasn't he with damn. Oh, what was her name again? I forgot her name. The one that was in the Naked Gun, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
He was with her when she was like 14 years old.
Pretty much. But yeah, I ain't gonna shit on them for like sleeping with a bunch of girls. I mean, everyone does that in that world. But you know, they're sleeping with a bunch of, you know, girls that are, you know, legal of age, not drunk, and can consent. And there's preying on young girls, which is what he did. So, but I guess back in the 50s and 60s, people didn't care about that kind of stuff.
No, they didn't. No.
So,
No.
yeah.
Not
Shit.
saying
I
it's
heard
right, but didn't the
that
parents
Top Gun shit is fiery hot right now.
Yeah. What were you saying, Stugs? You said something about parents?
like I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying like didn't the parents consent with Priscilla that she can
Yeah.
go with
Yeah. He did, just like a lot of
Yeah,
parents.
Priscilla. Yeah, that's her name. That was the one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a lot of parents consented with R. Kelly. Like I remember when they did that documentary on R. Kelly a couple of years ago. All parents were like, "Oh, I didn't know about any of these allegations against R. Kelly." Bull fucking shit.
Yo, fuck out of here.
Anytime it's the same for R. Kelly, it's the same Elvis. The parents know the deal. The thing is that they basically loan their daughter off in hopes that the celebrity can help their career. And if it works out in the end, great. If it doesn't work out, then X amount of years later, they come out and say, "Oh, so and so raped me," or whatever. Not that I'm defending R. Kelly, by the way. R. Kelly's a piece of shit too. But I'd say of all the girls that he abused and took advantage of, 50% of them, like they knew the deal. They were just hoping that they would help get a music career. And it didn't work out that way. So, but yeah, parents know. They always know. They're basically selling their kids off, really, just like slavery. They're selling them off. They know. Everyone
You know what's
knows.
the funny thing?
Elvis is still the man.
I'll go even further than that. You remember when everybody was saying that, oh, he's gonna go through it when he go to jail. Oh, he's done. Oh, Kelly gonna get murdered. Oh, Kelly this. Oh, Kelly. This dude chilling in jail right now. Oh, Kelly good. Like it was a video that actually surfaced with him in the basketball court, still singing, smiling like everything is all gravy.
Yeah, R. Kelly is he's good and he's bad. He's good because like I don't think anything serious will ever legitimately happen to him. Like I don't think his life is in danger or anything. Like no one's gonna kill him or whatever. But where he's fucked is because of where he's at. Like R. Kelly was one of those, and you know about this very well, Sam, man, because you're super into that. You're tapped into the music world. Some artists, they have like that timeless music where you can use it for anything, right? You can use it for TV shows, movies, video games, memes, stuff like that. He was one of those guys where like they would play his music like in all kinds of media, and so when they play your music, like you get royalties off that shit. But they're not going to use his music anymore, so that will hurt him a little bit. Like so hopefully he saved.
R. Kelly.
Yeah. You're not gonna hear his music being used like on modern.
I'm not gonna front. There's talking about like regular people because I was playing Ignition a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All I'm saying is that going forward, like for modern movies, modern TV shows, you're not gonna hear anyone playing his music. No one's gonna. So he's gonna be losing some royalties off that, but he's made so much money.
Yeah, I heard they shut him down though when it comes to like the streaming platforms. I heard
he's still up on Spotify. No, his catalogs are still up on Spotify.
Oh wow!
It really just depends, really too. It really just depends, like on how much evidence you have. Like the reason why, because the other day I heard Michael Jackson's music, his stuff is starting to pop up again, and some people, how come they're playing his music? And at the end of the day, those two dudes who accused Michael Jackson of all, they were in court when Michael Jackson was still alive, and they swore on oath, and they said he never did anything. So like they waited until he died to change their story, which is why that's why that's just a whole can of worms entirely. Wow. I don't get me started on Michael Jackson because I'll be talking about that all day. So
go ahead.
I don't like how every time I bring up Elvis Presley and I'm like, yo, he the king, man. He the king of rock. He's dope. And everybody got to be like, well, Michael Jackson. Like, we ain't talking about the king of pop. We're talking about the king of rock.
And Michael Jackson is very
easy. Why I say, what? Another reason why I say fuck Elvis, because he's going to sit there and claim to be the king of rock and roll and all that. He did not invent that shit. Now, Michael Jackson.
He didn't have to invent it, but he was.
Michael Jackson, he learned from James Brown, and he always shot up James Brown now. He always idolized James Brown. Wouldn't this dude Elvis shout out anybody or idolize anybody?
You gotta remember, during that time, black folks weren't allowed on the stage like that. And what he was doing was he was bringing awareness to the things. He was being hated by even white people.
Bringing awareness to himself, you mean? He's bringing awareness. The fuck.
because with him doing what he was
Who's
doing,
gonna wear the suit?
because with him doing what he was doing, he was able, even white folks were trying to get him banned because he was doing something that they didn't approve because he was getting it from black folks. He was getting it, his inspiration,
Did they
him
mention
hanging
that?
with BB
Did they
King.
mention that in the movie?
Yeah,
Probably not.
they did
Now,
in the movie.
they tackled that subject in the
They did.
real dissected manner, then
No,
I
we
would
can
be
we
Yes,
can
interested in
we
watching
can
it.
associate. This goes beyond a lot of stuff. This we can
that's why I
actually.
told. That's why I told Toph to go watch it because like because when Toph told me a few minutes ago that he was not gonna that he hated Elvis, I said watch the movie. They not the movie is not strictly like a glorified Elvis movie to make him look good. They show the bad and what he was in his life. They show
Mhm.
that he was actually inspired and where he got his inspiration from and how they say he stole music, pelvis, Elvis the pelvis and all that stuff. They brought all that up in the movie. That's why Austin Butler, when they come up with the Oscars, he's gonna get nominated because he did a hell of a job playing Elvis.
What's his name again?
They Austin Butler, he did a hell of a job
Yeah.
playing Elvis, and they showed like the ups and downs of him and his drug addiction
You know
to
what the
him
you know what the crazy
and his
part is, and this is actually a funny way of not to interrupt you or anything, Snuggles, but the crazy part about this and Elvis, a good way to kind of segue this back into wrestling. I'm not even going to say this is a hot take. Like I was going to say this is a hot take, but it's not a hot take. Some of the most successful white men in history of entertainment, all of them ripped off black culture. Hogan, Cena, Elvis. So it's funny. It's so funny to me when for years you hear certain contrarians say, oh, well, black people, black culture doesn't draw. But then some of the most famous, iconic white men of all time, their culture, their gimmick was based off of something ripped from black culture. Like WWE is calling John Cena the greatest of all time. Okay, so you mean to tell me the greatest of all time is a rapper? All right.
Like,
If you if you
oh
actually watched
man,
Hogan, if you actually watched Hogan, okay, when I mean Hogan, all right, and I need for any listeners out there, okay, go watch old school Hogan, okay, not WCW Hogan, not Golden Era Hogan, no, you got to go before that. Go watch AWA Hogan, like when Hogan first made the jump, like when Mr. T was there. Look at the way he carries himself, his promos, his swagger, his charisma. He carries himself like a black guy. There's different levels of charisma. The way that white dudes carry themselves, the way that Latino dudes carry themselves, the way that Japanese dudes carry themselves. Every race of culture has their own type of style, their own type of swag, whatever you want to call it. Hogan, he was ripping off black folks. He was born here, where I'm from. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. That's where he was born. Go to Hulk Hogan's Wikipedia. Go to Google. Put in Hulk Hogan. He was born in my home, Augusta, Georgia. He wasn't from California. He's a Georgia guy. He was raised around black folks. Why do you think he called someone the N word? Because he was so used to saying it. Remember what Booker T said? Hogan wasn't even mad at Booker T. Hogan laughed at it. Hogan vouched for Harlem Heat. Hogan went to Eric Bischoff and said, yo, these are the best guys you got. And he gave Harlem Heat the push. You think I'm making this up? Look, it's all there. It's all there. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. And Roman, come on now. Samoans are just blacks on the island. We all know that. There's no difference.
shit. Young Rock, when it comes to that show, definitely whoever hasn't watched it yet, please watch that. That show was so fun to watch, and it's very informative, especially when it comes to the NO. I always fuck up that last name. NOYE.
You gotta try it. Yeah.
You like that show explains how the NOYE family is so cool and connected with Vince. Like when it comes to the generations of, I guess you could say trust and tutelage. I guess you could also say
Yeah.
shit. Man, The Rock. But who would have fucking thought? Like, this is what I'm talking about, right? Was these dudes talking about Cena as the greatest star, the greatest WWE superstar of all time? Knock it off. And around that time, I didn't even fuck with Rock. I ain't fuck with Rock for the majority of his career. I always thought he was corny because all he talked about was licking nipples and shoving shit up dudes' asses.
Now you
Like,
bugging. Rock is goated.
I wasn't all for it. I thought that shit was mad homo, and I
That
thought
was
he was
funny.
also hold on. I also thought he was a transitional champion. He could never hold a belt for more than 2 months, right? Excuse me. That aside, you know, he just made himself into a mega star by his work ethic. And even to this day, I always thought like, you know what, I can't even be mad at The Rock anymore. This dude work ethic is insane. Like for him to just, you know what I'm saying, to come from what he was doing, eating eggs all damn day from this dude Harvey Whipperman making eggs in the bathroom on shitting in the toilet to where he's at right now. How can you sit there? How can anybody sit there and say John Cena is the greatest WWE star of all time?
That's just their narrative.
Undertaker exists.
Yeah, that's just.
I mean, but then again, like CM Punk said he was the best in the world, and he really wasn't.
It's all subjective, man.
And I do agree with that. When it comes to everybody.
I think the reason why Vince likes Cena so much is because their argument is that nobody was on top for as long as Cena was, which is true. However, I always put an abstract next to that statement. Cena was on top as long as he was for 3 reasons. Number 1, he wasn't married. And people could say, what's that have to do with anything? Right. He wasn't married, doesn't have any kids. And some people say, what's that got to do with anything? A lot, actually. Because when you're married,
down.
Right, when you have kids, like you want to spend time with them. Like, Brett, Hogan, Michaels, Warrior, Flair, every single other top name up to that point, they were married and had kids. They want time off. Cena didn't have a wife. He didn't have any kids. So because of that, he could spend more time on the road, do more PR, stuff like that.
Yep,
so that's the first thing Cena.
He was a safe bet.
Right, he was safe. The second reason why he was on top is Cena had his run during a period in time when there was legitimately no competition. There was no WCW. There was no ECW. So when Vince had competition down his throat, he could never be comfortable. That's why he was always making so many stars. It was always Hogan, Warrior, Randy Savage, Michaels, Hart, Diesel, Razor, Austin, Rock, Triple H, Angle, Taker. Even when they were winning, even when WCW was dog shit, they were still getting like 4.1s, 4.2s on a weekly basis. Well, by the time you had Cena, Orton, Batista, there was no competition. And so because there was no competition, there was no incentive to make a new star like there was with Hogan or Austin or whatever. That's another reason why Cena was on top for so long. And then once Cena finally became a new star, as I just said, he was their money machine. All the kids loved the spinner belts. Kids loved the T-shirts and stuff. Vince was just rolling in money. So he's like, okay, I'll just keep going with Cena. And that's why he just kept pushing him. So, yeah, Cena, he was on top longer than anybody. But there were just circumstances that existed during his run that didn't exist for anybody else. So if John Cena had come around like in the 90s or the 80s, like it wouldn't have worked. It would not have worked. He could only have been a star during the period when he was a star. It's like Goldberg.
And I was one of the dudes that bought his album.
Goldberg.
I don't give a fuck. I thought his album was hot.
Yeah.
Is You a Bad Man? That's my favorite song.
I remember vividly. It was actually Cena. He was the one that made WWE relevant again. I remember because WCW, well, at least down here in the South, when WCW died, like wrestling fell off here. All my friends in school, they used to talk about Nitro, used to talk about Raw. When I was in high school, during the Ruthless Aggression era, just about all my friends just stopped watching wrestling. It fell off. They didn't really come. I think Rumble 2002 was in Atlanta. I'm pretty sure it was, but wrestling it fell off down here. And then in 2005, John Cena became the champion. He released his album. And I remember like going to college. I was registering for college. I was in line.
Well, hold on, wait. Let me slow down. Here's the thing. I won't even go that far. I don't know about over where you at, but I remember when people started watching wrestling again. It was when Brock, when he was around that time when Brock was on a tear. Mm-hmm. How old was he? Like what, 20, 23 years old, whatever?
Yeah, he was the youngest champ at the time.
Yeah, around that time, people was definitely watching wrestling because this dude Brock was like a phenomenon.
Yeah. Wrestling was still hot after the Attitude Era ended. When the numbers dropped
you still had Kurt, you still had Bum the Taker, Kane.
Yeah. When the numbers dropped off, they dropped off around 03. 03, 04 was when like a lot of people they dropped off and they weren't watching. WrestleMania 19 is one of the best manias they ever did from top to bottom, but it has the worst buy rate in WrestleMania history. And to this day, nobody can give an answer as to why. The only answer is that wrestling just wasn't hot during that period. So
internet.
Luther Reigns.
He's like Luther Reigns will always be that guy from Girl Next Door. They made the cameo.
Oh man, that fucking guy. So the Money in the Bank coming up this Saturday. What's your thoughts on the Money in the Bank? Who y'all think is gonna win? Who y'all think is gonna win? Like, I ain't gonna lie, yo. Like, I'm interested to see what Omos is gonna do. Like, this dude JD was complaining about, why Omos is there? Why Omos is there? I'm like, yo, my dude, that's interesting. Like, relax. Is that
Yeah, tell me shut up.
JD be killing me at times, as long as other people I know he does kill. But it's like, yo, my dude, sometimes you just complain just to complain. Like, you're not thinking of the bigger picture. Like, this dude, Omos, he really don't have to climb the ladder if you don't want to. Aren't you interested? You always say, like,
you might have a big spot.
New. You want to see something interesting, you ain't never seen before. Huh?
I say he's definitely in the match for some spot, probably. I bet
exactly.
A big spot.
Exactly. Like, all
people probably
be intrigued.
I bet
like,
there'll be.
What is this dude gonna do? He don't need
I bet
the
spot will be
somebody
will. I bet the spot will be somebody. This is my prediction. Someone's gonna climb a ladder, and then someone's gonna push the ladder off, and then the person will fall on Almost and will use Almost as a ladder because he's so tall. That's probably the spot.
Shoulders.
Y'all was thinking about doing a watch party. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gonna be free on Saturday? I might do a watch party.
I'm going to put my PlayStation 5 and watch it because I have the Peacock download on my PlayStation.
I gotta be honest with you, bro. I don't really care enough about WWE to watch it right now. I'll let you know.
I do.
Well, shit. We're gonna, you pull up, we crack jokes or whatever. But that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about, doing a watch party.
I'll pull up for the actual Money in the Bank match to see if they actually have the balls to do the right move. And they won't, though.
The main event match? Okay, so you got Bianca Belair. Who's she going against? Bianca Belair.
She's facing Carmella. No one cares.
Yeah, Carmella, yeah.
Carmella needs to win.
Win what?
Beat Bianca. She needs to beat Bianca.
Nobody cares about this match.
Like, really? Like, you really think she needs to win to do what? What's she going to do after winning?
Get the title moving, and then, like, it gives Carmella something, and then Bianca can fight back and become a 3-time champion.
First of all, they fucked up her first reign. You think they're going to have her...
They didn't fuck up her first reign.
What you mean they didn't fuck up the first reign? Like, look what they did with this fucking stone-faced bitch.
Are you talking about when Becky
Yeah.
beat her in 28 seconds because she's that good? Yeah.
She's
Are you
that
talking? Oh, you're
good.
talking about the Becky room that flopped. Oh yeah, that was such a great
That was
idea.
a better match than Kenny versus
It
Daniel
flopped,
Bryan.
bro.
Damn, yo, my dude. Kenny Omega's been injured for like a year now. Get off the
I know,
shoulder.
pretty much.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna keep saying that silly shit. You keep saying that like I was the one or Toph was the one. Was you the one that said you liked that Kenny Omega match? Like, why
I
you
never
keep
even,
saying that,
I
Snugs?
never even mentioned it. I don't like
Nobody
it.
has to say they like it. I'm gonna hate it forever. That match is
Well, whatever,
overrated.
man. If you're
Somebody
gonna
asked me
troll,
yesterday.
at least if you're gonna troll, like at least troll on a match that's like relevant. So we're almost like I was almost like a full year ago at this point. So
Yeah, but
Word,
like
this
when you
dude
got people like when you got people
Kenny
like Jim
Omega
Ross
is on the
saying
sidelines. Like, what the fuck?
nah, because like when you got people like Jim Ross saying that's a classic, I'm like, where, when? That ain't a classic.
what is the commentator supposed to say? It was shit. I mean, that'd be kind of funny if
Yeah,
he would tell
I'm
the
not gonna
truth.
lie.
yeah.
I wish these commentators would be more serious. I mean, not serious, but more truthful.
You know what would be
That would be
awesome?
that would be such
What would
a
be
breath of
awesome?
fresh air.
You know what would be awesome? What would be awesome would be what if Michael Cole like retired on his last day? He just didn't give a shit. That would be awesome. That would be amazing. I will watch that. I
You
would
know
love to
what?
watch 100% unfiltered Cole just telling the truth on his last day. What are you going to do? Fire me? I'm already leaving.
Because how long Michael Cole been there? Like, what, 40, 50 years?
Yeah, too long. Way too long.
He's gonna.
He
I'm
needs an
telling you,
appreciation night.
he might
I
fuck
think
around and burn that shit down.
I
Michael
think he's
Cole
been
might
around
be
like
on some
since
senile shit in his brain.
he's been around. He's been around like since '97 or '98.
I like
It's been a
Cole.
minute.
Man, look, I don't know, like with Cole, like, cause you gotta remember, this dude Cole been around for like what 40 years. Like he done seen everything. He done seen
Jesus
people
Christ.
come, go, seen people die, seen people elevate. Just imagine his very last day there. Like, man, he might just I don't know. What if there was a fire him? What if there was a fire Michael Cole? You think
AEW will
Michael
pick him
Cole?
up.
You think Michael Cole would just be like, no, it's all good. I had a great ride. You know, thanks for everything.
Nah, he gonna call matches with Shivani and Hunico.
Nah, like Michael Cole, him go to AEW.
You know what though? Him and Taz were a great team. I love them.
Yeah, SmackDown.
Yeah,
SmackDown. B. They was a good team. SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
They was
But yeah, man. The Money in the Bank. The only thing else, if you do a watch along, I'll join in for the men's Money in the Bank just to see if they actually have the balls to do the right thing. They don't though. But
what have
you know.
Matt Riddle win or something?
Nah, man. If they have the balls, they should give it to Sami Zayn. That's what they should do. If they want compelling television, they should put it on Sami Zayn, but they don't got the balls to do that.
yeah, and then have him with the bloodline, and he'd be teasing with them and shit. That'd be funny.
Right, that's the best story going on right now because the story is that he's basically a bloodline simp. He's trying to get on their good side. He thinks he's part of the bloodline, but really they don't care about him. Roman doesn't care about him. Heyman doesn't care about him. The Usos don't care about him, but they just string him along because he's useful, you know? So Sammy can win Money in the Bank.
Oh my
the
God.
story can be, hey, I won this to protect Roman. I won't cash in on him. When he could cash in on Roman, and it would be the biggest face turn since like fucking the Shield. And don't forget, earlier in the year, Sammy was supposed to have a match with Roman, and it was Brock that fucked with him. Remember, Brock was like, "Oh, give up your spot,
I
Sammy."
do remember.
Remember he gave Sammy an F5, and then Roman came out like the full entrance and everything, and just speared him, and that was it. Like Brock fucked him too. So you have Roman versus Brock at SummerSlam. So Sammy's got heat with both of them. He's got heat with Brock,
Don't worry.
he's got heat with Roman. So
Don't worry.
I
Vince
see
knows
what you're
he's doing.
saying.
Right.
I see what you're saying though. Like they do have an opportunity to make Sami Zayn look like a top face.
It would be justified, but like I said, they don't got the balls to do it. So instead, what they'll do instead is they'll have probably Seth Rollins win just for the visual of Seth cashing in on Roman and Brock again, which is fine and all, but it's like you could do a lot more with that. Like, there's
Yeah,
natural, like
I
you could,
feel you, but I ain't
yeah,
gonna lie. In a
yeah.
way, Seth Rollins, in a way, he does deserve it, given the fact that he did work his ass off. Like, remember, this dude Seth Rollins was known as a fucking mook ass nigga for a couple of years ago, but now he definitely upgraded himself. You know, and I wouldn't be mad if he was to win Money in the Bank briefcase. I
The
really wouldn't.
problem is the problem though is if Seth winning, that just shows the lack of depth in the main event scene because it really shows you how little much has changed from 2015 to 2022. Like if you look at the
You,
main event
you
scene
right, you
from
right, but Seth Rollins isn't the same person though.
he's the same, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't no different. He ain't no
Nah,
He's
different.
awesome.
I don't think he's the same. I
Now
think
Seth
he
showed
really,
his
I
true
think
Not.
he really
Seth,
switched
Seth
it up.
Seth showed his true colors in 2019. I don't take that nigga seriously anymore.
Oh
He showed his true
God.
colors in 2019, and he was completely wrong about Will Ospreay and Ricochet. By the way, his Twitter game is trash. Oh, don't worry, Will. We got a better version of you. Look at where Will is. Look at where Ricochet is. What a fucking joke.
What you gonna say, Snugs? Go ahead.
I ain't gonna say shit. Fuck Will Ospreay.
Oh, so you hate Will Ospreay now? This is like the first time you ever mentioned him. Now suddenly you hate him. This is going to be his new thing now, Simon. Watch this. Watch this. A year from now, he's going to be like, "Oh yeah, fuck Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy just because." That's going to be your new thing. I figured you out. I figured you out, Snugs. You're just going to hate on random matches in general every other year. I got you.
Nah, I just don't like Kenny Omega versus Daniel Bryan.
Sure you don't.
Fucking hate that match.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Justin Roberts is a dickhead for telling me the match ending. Fucking asshole. Yeah, here's a 30-minute fall. Yeah,
wow.
this is gonna be a tie.
Oh wow, you must have hated Bobby Heenan too when Hogan came out. Whose side is he on? I guess Heenan gave it away too, huh?
Nah, that's different. This is
Nah,
a
it's
match
really
that I'm
not
looking
different.
forward to.
Him saying that shit, he almost fucked up the whole swerve when Bobby Heenan said that shit. Because it's like, why would you ask what side is Hogan on? Like,
it was great though because he never trusted Hogan in WWF or WCW, so it did fit the character. It did fit the character. So.
Yo, you got a point. You got a point because, and after he did that shit, I told you Hogan ain't shit. I always told y'all. Yo, like it's like I'm finally right, and it was like a culmination over all them years, like what, like 8-10 years. This dude Bobby Heenan swear to God Hogan wasn't shit, and he thought Bobby Heenan was hating on Hogan, and come to figure out he finally got his up and comings. That's great.
Yeah, I think I told this joke before. It's a little inside joke with Nate. When y'all get time, when the show's over, go on YouTube and look up the Hulk Hogan heel turn. When Hogan came out, there were some police officers near the gorilla, and there was kind of a white officer. He was kind of obese, had a hat on his head, and when Hogan walked past him, he smiled. So the cop knew what was up. He was in on it. The cop knew what was going to happen. And then there's a dude in the front row wearing an ECW shirt. It's an old white shirt with the ECW and the black letters. When Hogan came out, he was clapping and he was smiling because he knew what was coming. Everybody else was cheering. Everybody else was cheering, and he just kind of had this look on his face. And then when Hogan hit the leg drop, like he jumped out of his chair and cheered. Like those two knew what was up. they were in on it.
Man, yo, I didn't see the pay-per-view, but when I heard about that shit, like I remember around the times, like when they just showed the clips, like so like you watching a Nitro or whatever, and they just show the clips of the previous pay-per-view. I'm not gonna lie, like I was like, oh shit, like it caught me by surprise for Hogan to turn heel. And I thought, me being young at that time, I really thought that was the first time Hogan turned into a bad guy.
Oh shit.
Same.
Shit. But anyways, what you gonna say? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I thought he
For
saw
me,
something.
I got some new players I'm about to pick up. I'm playing baseball.
Man, speaking of baseball, rest in peace to the Mets. Got fucking bodied tonight, buried by Astros. Jesus.
Fuck the
I'm not.
Mets.
I rarely ever give commentary on baseball. I had my TV on earlier, and you know, like you just have your TV on a station and the game starts, just like whatever. I saw the Astros were playing the Mets. I left the room to just make a hot dog. I came back and it was like 4-0. It's the first inning, the top of the first, and it's like 4-0. I'm like, Jesus. I knew the Mets were bad, but like, darn. I think the score was like 9-1. Mets suck.
Damn.
They're really bad. They're really
Nothing
bad.
beats 2006, I think it was, or 2009. No, it was 2006, I think, when the Yankees were down 11-1 and they came back and won the game 20-11.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what you should be doing, Toph. Like you should be going live and talk about sports.
I'm going to if I see more games like that. Remember when Undertaker threw Mankind off the cage and he was like, "As God is my witness, he's broken in half." That was the fucking Mets tonight. They're dead. Fucking bring out the Undertaker druids and everything with the gong. Dong. Those dudes are dead.
Don't worry though, because the Yankees won.
The Yankees. Remember that time when Punk called Cena the New York Yankees and Cena was like legitimately offended?
Yo, he was tight. I'm telling you. Like
I don't know how he's offended.
Yo,
He came out with a Yankee
we
jersey
have
one
that
time.
rivalry going on, like New York and Boston. When it comes to our teams, I never understood this shit. But yeah, like it's
You
not
never
like we just
understood
gonna
why
go
the
on the
Red
street and
Sox and
just
the Yankees are the. Wait, you
gonna
never
say
understood why the Yankees and Red Sox had the best rivalry in sports?
because
That's
you said what?
Yeah, I was asking. You never understood why the Yankees and the Red Sox were the best rivalry in sports.
Hmm.
I mean,
Was it
they're
rhetorical? I thought it was rhetorical.
no. I thought it was, because to me, like this dates back to like the early 1900s. That's why the Yankees and the Red Sox hate each other.
Oh.
I mean, like you can make the argument it started with Babe Ruth, but the reason why they bring up Babe Ruth is because at the time when Babe Ruth came to the Yankees, a lot of Red Sox players were going to the Yankees, and they were actually performing better than when they were on the Red Sox. So a lot of people were like, "Oh shit, the Red Sox got Babe Ruth, and he's a pitcher and he could play the outfield." And then he went to the Yankees and performed way better than he did when he was with the Red Sox because the Yankees turned him into a right fielder, and he ended up smacking 714 home runs. He didn't do that shit for the Red Sox. So that's why, like all these years, the Red Sox have always hated the Yankees because all their players in the early 1900s would come to the Yankees and they would perform better. Look at Johnny Damon. Johnny Damon came over to the Yankees. Guess what? He won a ring with us. So it's just like, there you go. All their players come over to our team and they perform better.
That sounds like some Sopranos type of mafia heat. That sounds like. I'm not.
And then you factor in the fact
Well, hold on, wait,
they haven't won a
hold on.
championship in 80 years.
Before we continue on, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to shut it down.
Right,
Yo,
cool.
you motherfuckers is awesome, man. I appreciate y'all for pulling up, chopping it up. Like I said, most likely on Saturday, I'm gonna have that watch along. We're gonna crack jokes on the fuckery when it comes to the MITB EBT card on the ladder match. And also definitely stay tuned for my upcoming video that's gonna drop the 4th of July, the human hand grenade. Show y'all love when it comes to that. And it's gonna be litty. You know what I'm saying? You guys are awesome. And shouts go out to Indonesia. Shouts go out to the High from Indonesia, all that. Thanks a lot. When I go out there, make sure my curry is right and not full of spice. And on that note, at ease, losers, I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm.